Hi, my name's Sarah and I'm not from the US of A, but I have been there and it's a great place. I want to talk about the turning point of recovery because I think it's a really important time in our existence and sometimes you're not quite sure when it happens. Now, the reason I think it's important is because it was a point where I discovered from being kind of chronically ill, if you like, or considered to be chronically ill, I went from being able to take some control and do something for myself and know that I could recover. And that was a really important factor. So I'd been in hospital 3 times over a period of 4 years in my 20s. I thought that was the end of my life. I was told to change my career. I was told not to raise my hopes high. I was told that I was a goner, basically. Now, I believed that. But somewhere in the core of my being, I also believed that that wasn't really true. If I'd done all these good things before, or things that were nourishing and helpful and useful to me, then why couldn't I do them again? Anyway, the point that's really crucial to me was that after my 4th breakdown, and I'd had 3 hospitalizations, remember, before, I was in a state where I could ask for some help from somebody who wasn't a clinician, who wasn't somebody that would just reconfirm the fact that I was nutty because I'd been unwell so many times, and actually was somebody that I could lean on and trust. And that person was my brother. And my brother was hanging out in the southern part of England and was able to come and help me. And when I was cracking up and really sobbing down the phone and that I couldn't sort of say anything, all he said to me when I rang him was, "Where are you?" And I just managed to sort of splutter out that where I was staying. I was way up in the Midlands in England. And he said, "Where are you?" And I told him where I was. And he said, 3 hours. Like some kind of James Bond, exciting sort of fellow that would come and get me. And in 3 hours, he was there. He'd ripped up the motorway in his car, and he'd come and he'd got me. And he'd taken me down to a quiet home in the countryside where I just said to him, "I'm cracking up. I know I've gone. I need you to lock the door at night, go out and have a drink, enjoy yourself, make sure I'm safe inside. Take me to a doctor. I'll tell the doctor what the drugs are I was on." Hated the drugs, hated them. But the fact is that I knew what I needed just to get me through this particular point. And then I said, if you do that, lock me away, not so much lock me away, but in the house, and go to the doctors, tell her what I wanted, tell her what I needed. She was saying, "You might have to go into hospital." I didn't want to believe that, and I knew that that would not be me taking control. Well, then it worked, because I could take control and say what I needed, the drugs I needed for a short space of time, the place I needed to be, and the support of a brother who didn't question who I was and the state I might be in. I mean, it was hard for him sometimes, but he didn't question it. He was there to support me. And that, to me, was a huge turning point, because that was the point when I knew I could recover.